If you're between 20 and 30, you're living in the most dangerous decade of your life, and not because of health or politics, but because of time. This is the only period when small choices can change your entire future, for better or for worse. What you do right now will decide whether you struggle for decades or build real freedom early, and most people are wasting it. Let's talk about why and how to fix it. Let me tell you about Daniel. At 22, he got his first real job. Nothing fancy, just enough to pay rent and have some fun on weekends. He told himself, I'll start saving later when I earn more. 5 years passed, then 10. Now he's 32, and for the first time, he realizes he's trapped. His expenses grew with his income, his savings never started, and time, the one thing he thought he had plenty of, disappeared. Daniel's story isn't rare. It's what happens to almost everyone who believes there's still time to figure things out. But here's the truth. Your 20s aren't just another phase of life. They're the foundation of everything that comes after. The habits you build now will decide whether your 30s bring freedom or frustration, and most people won't realize it until it's already too late. The first trap people in their 20s fall into is the illusion of time. You tell yourself, I'm still young, I have decades ahead of me to start saving, investing, or building something. But that belief is a silent killer, because time isn't just passing, it's compounding, just like money. Every year you wait doesn't just delay your success, it makes it exponentially harder to catch up later. Let's put it in perspective. If you invest $300 a month starting at 22, by 60 you'll have roughly $1 million, assuming average market returns. But if you start at 32, just 10 years later, you'd have less than half that, even if you invest twice as much. The difference isn't luck, it's time. The truth is, your 20s are the most powerful decade of your life, not because you have the most money, but because you have the most potential. Time is your multiplier, but only if you start using it. Every month you delay, the future you're sacrificing gets bigger, and most people don't realize that until it's too late. The second trap is the comfort trap. In your 20s, it's dangerously easy to settle into a comfortable routine, a stable job, weekends out, a little streaming at night. It feels good, safe. But comfort is the silent killer of ambition. The more comfortable you get, the less you grow. Most people mistake comfort for success. They think stability means progress, but it doesn't. It just means you've stopped moving. And when you stop moving in your 20s, life punishes you in your 30s. You wake up one day and realize you've built a lifestyle that traps you, bills, habits, and routines designed around maintaining comfort, not creating freedom. The truth is, the people who win in their 30s are the ones who embrace discomfort in their 20s. They start projects, take risks, and learn skills that pay off later. It's not about working 24/7, it's about pushing past the urge to settle. Because comfort feels safe, but it's actually the most dangerous place to stay. Every day you spend comfortable, someone else out there is growing, and in 10 years you'll wish you were them. The third trap is the debt illusion, the belief that debt is normal, even harmless. Society tells you it's okay to have a car loan, credit cards, and even personal loans because everyone has them. But here's the truth. Debt doesn't just cost you money, it costs you freedom. In your 20s, debt feels manageable. You buy things now and promise to figure it out later. But those small monthly payments stack up like chains. They limit your options, your confidence, and your ability to take risks that actually move your life forward. Want to quit your job, travel, start a business? Debt says no every single time, and it's not just about the money, it's psychological. The more you owe, the more your decisions revolve around paying, not growing. That's how millions of people stay stuck for decades. Here's the harsh truth. Every dollar you owe is a piece of your future you've already sold. You can't build freedom on borrowed money, pay off debt fast, avoid lifestyle inflation, and don't mistake access to credit for success. In your 20s, freedom isn't built by buying things, it's built by owning your time. The fourth trap is the comparison trap. one of the most toxic habits of our generation. You scroll through social media and see people your age buying cars, traveling, or celebrating success, and you start feeling like you're behind. But here's the thing. Social media shows highlights, not reality. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's best moments. This comparison pressure pushes millions into bad financial and life decisions. People buy things they can't afford, choose careers they don't enjoy, and chase goals that aren't even theirs, all to look like they're doing well. But success built on comparison is fragile. It doesn't last because it isn't real. What you don't see online are the credit card debts, the burnout, the anxiety, and the emptiness behind the filters. Real progress doesn't need validation. It's quiet, slow, and often invisible at first. The truth is, your 20s aren't about keeping up, they're about building foundations. If you spend this decade chasing appearances, you'll spend your 30s trying to fix the damage. Stop comparing and start creating. Focus on your lane, your timing, and your goals, because when you do, you'll build something no one can fake. The fifth trap is the skill gap, and it's the one that quietly separates those who thrive in their 30s from those who struggle. In school, we were told that getting a degree would guarantee success, but the world changed and the system didn't. Today, skills matter more than diplomas. The people winning right now aren't always the smartest. They're the ones who adapt, learn fast, and never stop improving. In your 20s, it's easy to focus only on making money, but skills are what multiply your income later. Every hour you spend learning something valuable, sales, coding, design, investing, communication, builds leverage that pays you for the rest of your life. Here's the truth. Your income is a reflection of your skill set. The smaller your skill set, the smaller your options. So trade Netflix time for learning time. Read, experiment, fail, repeat. Because every skill you stack now compounds like interest, and by your 30s, those invisible hours will turn into visible results. While most people waste their 20s chasing status, the few who master new skills quietly build the foundation for freedom. Be one of them. The sixth trap is lifestyle inflation, the invisible cycle that keeps millions of people stuck no matter how much they earn. Here's how it happens. You get a raise, so you upgrade your car. You move to a nicer apartment. You start dining out more, buying better clothes. You tell yourself, I deserve it. And you do, but only if your freedom is growing faster than your expenses. Most people don't realize that every upgrade comes with a hidden cost, not just in money, but in flexibility. Your lifestyle expands, your obligations grow, and suddenly you can't afford to take risks anymore. You become trapped by the very comfort you thought was success. The truth is, wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and how you use it. If your income rises but your savings and investments don't, you're just running in place. The smartest thing you can do in your 20s is resist lifestyle inflation, keep your expenses low, invest the difference, and let your freedom grow faster than your paycheck. Because true wealth is measured in options, not possessions. The seventh and final trap is the fear of starting. Most people in their 20s never start the things that could change their lives, not because they lack time or resources, but because they're afraid. Afraid of failing, afraid of looking stupid, afraid of wasting effort. But here's the truth. The only way to fail in your 20s is by doing nothing. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need momentum. Every skill you try, every small project you start, every mistake you make, it all compounds. The people who end up successful in their 30s are rarely the ones who had perfect plans. They're the ones who started messy and figured things out along the way. Your 20s are the safest time to take risks. You have fewer responsibilities, more time to recover, and the most to gain. Waiting for the right moment is a trap. It never comes. The right time is now. Here's a secret most people learn too late. Action creates clarity. You don't need motivation to start. You start, and motivation follows. So stop waiting for permission and start building your own path before fear convinces you not to. So now you've seen the 7 traps that quietly destroy most people in their 20s. The illusion of time, the comfort trap, the debt illusion, comparison, the skill gap, lifestyle inflation, and the fear of starting. And here's the painful truth. Most people will hear this, nod, and change absolutely nothing. They'll keep living the same way, waiting for some magical moment when life suddenly becomes easier. But that moment never comes. The difference between those who build freedom and those who stay stuck isn't knowledge, it's action. You already know what's holding you back. The question is whether you'll do something about it. Because 10 years from now, you'll look back on this exact moment and realize it was either the turning point or just another reminder of what you could have done. The choice is yours. Here's the truth. Your 20s are not the time to have everything figured out. They're the time to build the version of yourself who will. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Every small action you take today compounds over time, whether it's learning a skill, starting to invest, or simply cutting one bad habit that's holding you back. The biggest mistake people make is thinking success happens all at once. It doesn't. It's built through small, boring, consistent choices that nobody sees. The gym sessions when you don't feel like going, the late nights learning something new, the discipline to live below your means while everyone else spends like there's no tomorrow. If you're between 20 and 30, you have the greatest advantage in the world, time. Use it wisely and you can design a life of freedom, purpose, and peace. Waste it and you'll spend decades trying to buy back what you lost, and you can't. So start today. Pick one thing, one goal, one habit, one skill, and commit to it. Not tomorrow, now. Because your 30s will either reward or punish what you're doing in your 20s. If this message hit you, it's for a reason. Subscribe now because in the next video, I'll show you the habits that can make your 30s the most powerful decade of your life. Don't wait for the perfect time. It's already here.